Rolling in the Mist is a series with fantasy violence, sexual humor, and worst of all, cussing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone and welcome to another exciting episode of Rolling in the Mist. I am your master of ceremonies, Kevin Carpenter, and joining me today are...
Pablo Milla as Eugene.
Fritz.
and...
Ryan Bravo as Leo Castello.
and...
Jason Peguero as Samuel Payne.
And once this session, we now have Chris Wrangle on the switchboard!
Yeah, it's about bloody time.
Boo!
Yeah, animal control finally caught up with him. Anyway,
We have the permits now. It's fine. It's legal.
yeah, we got him. We good. We
State
good.
of California agreed.
Yeah, see?
So, this is going to be, I think, our final interlude if our next story arc is our final one. I'm not, I mean, like, you guys will probably find some way to surprise me, but...
I like how you said that. If the final one is the final one.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm planning on this story arc being the final one, but also, like, you guys always surprise me in ways that I can never really... Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes we surprise you in ways that I'm disappointed by. Like I wanted the rest of Elodie's game to kind of go through.
Nah,
Like,
fuck that.
I kind of wanted it to go, just to happen. But then it didn't go the way we wanted, so we were like pissy about it to her until everything blew up. I don't know.
I mean, I was about to say, being pissy about it and then everything blows up, that's pretty much every session.
That's the calling. That's the calling card of the Protectors of Life and Death.
Is that still our...
I don't agree to this.
Yeah, your guys' crew theme is the Guardians of Life
Guardians
and Death.
of Life and
Yeah.
Death.
Still that. Look
Yeah.
at that. Okay.
Well,
And,
more protectors of life, not so much after death.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you guys use, like, any of those
No,
tags
I've
last
been
arc?
wanting to use it, but you guys keep telling me no, save it. I'm like, when the fuck do you want to use it then? Till the fucking game's over?
I thought y'all used catch overlook details.
No, I was going to. You guys said no, let's save it.
Oh, I did want to save it.
That's because we had a plan for the final game, and then you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Do we still have the Dodge Charger?
We
Yes.
technically do, yes.
It's
Because we left
somewhere.
still parked outside.
It's in the parking lot at the Dice Inn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You guys left in a beat to crap hot pink
We left on the
car.
hood of a car.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, see, I'm listening to everything as it's like we've recorded a few more than have been released.
Yeah.
And I listened to the last one that was released, and the last place I can spot the Charger is we left it on the side of the road, like next to the alley.
Yeah.
We left it next to the alley.
It's still there.
Yeah,
I still have the
Super
keys.
indented. Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, we had, I think it was the downtime right before the casino heist.
Yeah.
Leo picked it up.
Wait, we drove off last
No,
time.
we walked
No.
down the hall. We'd
No.
walk. Yeah.
No, the last thing you
No,
picked up
last
the
session.
car, you smashed it through,
Oh,
hit
no,
both of us.
that car.
I thought you were
Is that
talking
the
about the
Dodger?
Charger.
Is that the Charger?
No, I don't have the
that's-
Charger. I
that's
have
a
a.
different car,
I'm driving
yeah.
a pink hot Cadillac.
Okay, so that's your Cadillac.
We'll get to the Charger when we get to it.
All right, so speaking of cars, let me set the scene. In the dark of the night, in the quiet of the city,
I didn't understand that segue. I'm just going to say I didn't understand. Speaking of cars, let me set the scene.
I was
I
about-
was just more thrown off of like you telling us to stop and like we were quiet already. What are you talking
Oh, that's why you were throwing
Yeah, I was
off?
like,
I thought
what?
we all shared a look of I didn't get the correlation.
Kevin wants to start the story. Start the story.
I
Okay,
was
I
about
just
to
wanted
set
to-
the scene with cars. I was
Yeah,
having you
yeah.
guys stop so I could put in music. So let me do the music
Okay,
again.
I was just put off because I'm like we were quiet.
As long I think you should keep all this, and as long as when I cut you off, you put a needle scratch.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, great.
Alrighty, so everyone pause. We're going to put some more transition music in here. It's a quiet night in Eden City. Well, there's always the background noise of the city, of the people walking the streets, but in this area next to the Dice Inn, really the only sound is the old neon sign that flickers on and off, because who fixes their neon signs anymore? The other sound that disrupts this quiet night is the creaky sound of a beat-up, hot pink Cadillac, which could be seen from miles away even in the night. What a getaway car. Slowly rolling into the parking lot of the inn. And as it pulls into the space next to an equally beat up bulletproof Dodge Charger, we hear a bang, we hear a hiss, and then the pink Cadillac stops. And as the doors creak open, our protagonists emerge, beat up and tired from a long night.
Oh my god, I can't believe we made that out alive.
I can. I flick my coin. Just enjoy.
Thank you, Payne, for that.
Yeah.
I feel like Jello pudding.
You look like Jello pudding.
Oh, thank you.
I grabbed the keys out of my pocket and I beep beep towards the Mustang. I go over, I rummage through the
Hold
glove
up,
compartment.
wait. Mustang?
Now there's a Mustang?
Sorry, the Charger.
The Charger?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're unlocking the Charger.
Yeah, I'm unlocking the Charger, yeah.
Okay.
I go, oh god, I'm getting fucking disapproving heads, I'm sorry.
There's a difference.
I know, it's my bad. I go over to the glove compartment and I'm looking to see if there's any more booze left.
Yeah, I think at this point in the adventure, there is no more booze.
Oh fuck. And I grab it and I just like, god damn it, and I just chuck it somewhere into the alley.
We all boys tired about. We did it. We were successful. We all got what we wanted, right?
Well,
I did not.
I'm checking the inventory, and it seems the only thing we walked away with, besides our lives, would be your own earnings from the vault, Mr. Payne.
Well, I am happy about that, but I thought you got what you wanted. What about that book?
No, you clearly saw the individual chasing us made use of that book.
So I'm the only one who got what they wanted?
Well, I managed to retrieve my tapestry. Eugene looks around. He doesn't have the tapestry.
Where's your tapestry, Eugene?
You left it, didn't you?
Son of an atheist whore!
And Leo just puts his hand on his face like, wow, we really walked out away with nothing.
Yeah, I think as soon as you yell "son of an atheist whore," like a door opens
And it's Chris. And it's Chris.
No, Chris comes out. Hey guys, keep it down, and it closes the door. And then another door opens, and it's Madame Tiet who goes, "Did I hear something about atheist whores?"
Not tonight, madam. But by all means, thank you for another night. And I throw like a water cash at her.
She like grabs it and her eyes go wide as she starts like flicking through it. And then she looks at you like she's about to ask a question.
It's best not to ask. Just accept.
She shrugs, puts the wad of cash in her cleavage, and then walks back into the office, walks outside again, throws you a pair of keys. Same room as last time.
Of course.
And you still, hey, I also need money for the damages.
Of course. I'm pretty sure what I threw you would cover everything.
She takes it out of her cleavage, counts it again. All right. And then goes back into the main office.
Boys, let's get some sleep before we call it a day. Let's call it a night.
Wait a minute. Are we missing someone?
Who?
The woman, Daisy.
You guys left me behind as well.
Oh, Crackers, I called out to you.
Crackers flies out of like the pink Cadillac window and goes, had to chase after you all.
Thank you, Crackers. You did a good job.
No one doubted your loyalty, Crackers. I knew that once I whistled and snapped my fingers, you'd be along presently.
I ain't no guard dog. Now, give me my money.
The hell? You ain't in this.
I was part of the heist. I guarded the EMP.
It is rather factual that, incidentally, Crackers is the only member of the team who stuck to their position solely, myself included, the entire time.
I was with my position too. I was the damn security guard. And I was doing everything till your dumbass decided to do otherwise.
Well, an opportunity presented itself. I cannot be blamed for an opportunist move. I don't think I don't think that's fair.
Yeah? Tell me, when that opportunity came, did you walk out with what you wanted?
Well, I didn't know what I wanted. This is not a debate, an argument. Pay the parrot.
Pay the parrot.
You're fucking with me.
Pay the parrot. Pay the parrot.
God, fine. Here, I throw like another water cash at the bird.
That's right, because you got a fuck ton of money.
I got a fucking.
How are you delineating these denominations of the money?
How about you mind your own fucking business?
Crackers flies up, grabs the water cash in his talons, looks toward Eugene. Yeah, mind your own business. And then flies over to the room.
It's the last time that I defend a feathered little fuck. He says under his breath.
Gentlemen, I'm tired. It has been one hell of a night. I'm gonna head to bed. Y'all can follow if you want. Tomorrow morning, I'm out. A deal's a deal.
A deal's a deal.
Just one question, Mr. Payne, before you retire. Why did you come back?
Like I said, a deal's a deal. I promised I'd get you guys in. I promised to get you out. That was the deal.
And you sure stuck to it. And I get up, I, put the lock on the charger. That's why I'm just. And I said, I'm just gonna go to sleep then.
All right.
And as I'm walking away, I'm kind of holding my hand, and you could see like just a small bit of like. I'm guessing it's a cold night, or what kind of night is it?
Yeah, it's a cold night.
Like you just see a bit of like steam kind of coming off from my left hand where I shot the laser from, and I'm just kind of holding it, trying to, I guess, relay some of my healing energy into it, but it's just not working, and I'm just kind of just messed up, saying I'm gonna go to bed.
What about you, Eugene?
I am assuming we weren't followed. I think I'll do what I am accustomed to most and take some solitude for myself.
All right, you can have the bathroom. I'm gonna go sleep on the chair.
And then Crackers flies out. I got money now. I'm going to buy me a whore. And then flies over to the main office.
Have fun, Crackers. You deserve it. All right, so...
as I hear the solitude part, I said, well, if you want to stay in the car, be my guest, and I throw the keys over to Eugene.
Eugene tries to catch it with one hand, but it goes past his hand and into his face. And his hand stays outstretched. He clenches his fist, closes his eyes, moves his glasses back up the bridge of his nose dignifyingly and says, that's quite all right, Dr. Castello. Mr. Payne, good night.
Good night.
He walks out of the parking lot, away from the building, and down the sidewalk.
So, hang on, wait, did you just hand him the keys to the charger?
Yeah.
And he just walked out of the parking
No,
lot?
they hit.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
I never caught him.
Okay.
So it's just on the floor.
They're just on the floor.
Oh, they're just
he
on
hit
the
his
ground.
face and
Okay.
fell on the ground, and he's walking down the street.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Is it just me and him then going into the room?
yeah.
So we're going... Okay, so me and Leo go into the room, and I just start talking. I'm like, I need to ask you something, doctor.
What is it, Payne?
You're going back to fight him, aren't you?
And he kind of takes a moment, just another moment passes. Yeah, that's what a doctor does. Cures the disease.
If I was you, I'd take off. That damn book worth everything?
And he looks Payne in the eyes. I said, the book is just a tool. The city is worth something.
I don't know about that one.
Well, you and I may have lived very different lives, Payne. But I lived on the streets as well before. And you could either choose to forsake where you came from. And he kind of looks around and kind of looks at his hand, and he's still trying to like heal it or something, or give comfort to it. Or you could take a step back and tell yourself that at least I'm going to do something to change it. Because all I wanted was somebody to change it while I was still young. And what this man is plotting, it's not natural, nor is it fair. But then again, that's life, right? The strong survive.
Goddamn right. The strong survive. I like that.
Anyways, I do really appreciate it, Payne, for you coming back and helping us. I mean, I kind of like stretch out my back, like, Really wish you could have, maybe honked or something instead of smashing through and hitting us, but, whatever.
Well, I didn't imagine you two in a dance pose doing some weird wind shit in the middle of a casino.
And he laughs. He's yeah, no, that came out of nowhere.
If it makes you feel better, I'm okay.
He laughs. He's like, I'm glad you are, Payne. You're not that bad of a guy.
I don't know about that one.
I'm not saying you're a good guy. I'm just saying not that bad of a guy.
And I kind of scruff at that. Anyways, let's get some sleep. Got a busy morning. I got some shopping to do.
Nice. I said I'll tuck in right now, and the room, is it like on the second level?
Yeah, I think we established on the second level.
Okay, I just want to remember. So I come out, I exit the door, and I go over to the railing, and I kind of just look up into the sky.
Leo.
Oh, fuck it.
When was the last time you saw your mentor?
Let's see. I am...
Describe it to me as if you were there.
Well, it was a Thursday night. Me and my mentor, we were staying late at night at the office, the lab specifically. And he was just giving me another one of his lessons of how, specific pathogens affect different parts of the body and how cellular regeneration as well as the afflictions of viruses could cure or harm a body without ever needing to apply anything directly. And we heard a clanking of something from one of the back rooms. And me and my mentor, we knew instinctively that someone was trying to break in. He told me to stay down, but I refused. I said, no, I know how to fight. So just as we were approaching the back end, he had a baseball bat to him. I had a crowbar. We didn't really have much of anything to defend ourselves. We were scientists. Well, he was. I was just a kid.
So let's go into that moment then. So, Leo, how old are you at this point?
I was about 14, 15.
So, Leo, you're 15 years old. You have a crowbar in your hand. You're in you and your mentor's office / hideout almost. Your mentor is standing there with a baseball bat, and you hear this clattering from one of the rooms in the back. And your mentor, as you sort of go forward, I feel like you've always kind of had the tendency to rush forward. Yeah. Your mentor puts a hand to your chest and goes, "Let me check this out first. Watch my back." And he steps forward. And all you can hear now is just this clattering. With each of your mentor's movements, you don't hear a single one of his steps. And at this point in your training, you've learned to keep your steps quiet as well. And as both of you reach toward the door, your mentor slowly opens it. And inside, you see a group of men in ragged clothing, bandanas on their heads, and weapons at their hips, going through the supplies of your mentor. Leo, what do you do?
They haven't noticed us, right?
Not yet.
Okay. I said, "Oh my God, I think they're going after your equipment. Remember when? Look, Shh.
I'll take the two on the right. You take the one on the left.
Okay.
Roll to sneak around.
Fuck! And I can't use any of my powers because I'm just a fucking 14-year-old kid. What was it? That's a 5, boys.
You remember this moment clearly. The two of you moving into the room. Your mentor holds up the bat. You sneak up on one of the men, raising your crowbar. And as you do, it's the slightest thing. But the end of your crowbar just touches a beaker. But that's enough for all three men to immediately turn around and draw their weapons. And your mentor raises his bat. And rather than attacking the men, he just turns towards you and rushes towards you and pushes. The next moment you wake up, Leo, you feel this crushing weight on you. And you feel just this unbearable heat. You can't breathe, and every bit of your skin is sweating. You feel this intense pain in your right hand. And as you push this weight off you, it takes you a bit, but you finally push it off, and you see that it's two people. One of them is one of the men that broke into this building, but the other one, it's your mentor. His eyes are dull, and his shirt is just covered in red and black. And you can barely process this before you realize that the room that you're in right now, the whole place is on fire, and you look down your right hand, and your hand is burned, and actually a bit of it is on fire, and you slap it against your shirt. What do you do?
And I try to grab them. I guess I kick the other body of the other guy off him, and I grab my my mentor's collar, and it hurts, of course, because my hand is burned. But I don't care. I fight through the pain, and I try to drag him out of how engulfed in flame is
This place is just fully in flames.
It's an inferno. Got it.
Yeah.
Shit. I try to drag him as much as I can out through the floor and out the door.
Roll to take the risk.
Oh fuck.
Oh, jeez.
6.
You're dragging this guy through this, but
And I'm crying as I'm doing it.
you're crying, and you can't see because of your tears and also the smoke in the air, and you're breathing in the smoke, and now you can't breathe, and you're hyperventilating, and then you feel a hand grab your wrist, and you look down, and you see that your mentor has grabbed you, and as he looks up at you, suddenly one of the filing cabinets falls from the wall and lands on him. And now you're tugging with all of your strength, but he won't move anymore. And he looks up at you with blood streaming from his mouth. And he looks up and he goes, "Don't let a dead man pull you down. Go, boy. No!"
As he's telling me this, I'm like, with tears in my eye, trying to push the file cabinet over. It ain't budging.
It's not budging.
I try pulling him, and I'm like, I don't want to let you go. Please, just push with me.
And as soon as you say that, his grip on your wrist loosens, and his hand just drops to the floor.
I'm still pulling. He's like, no, please don't leave. No, I am just pulling as hard as I can.
You pull, and the fire around you just rages, and your eyes, you can't even see the tears, and the smoke is just burning them. And you try to take in one last breath, and you just breathe in the smoke, and your entire throat is on fire. And then you feel this great wind blow all over you. And you open your eyes, and you don't feel the sting anymore. There's no more smoke. There's no more tears. You look down, and you are in your adult body. And you are no longer in your mentor's room, but you're also no longer in the Dice Inn. Instead of standing on a balcony, you are now standing on a cliff, overlooking a sea of clouds. And above you, a familiar storm rages. Only now you see what appear to be cracks in the sky where the lightning will hit and then refract in ways you've never seen lightning spread before. And it's only a moment before that great beast descends again and looks down at you. And it stares.
I just take a seat on the cliff. Just slowly, cautiously put my feet over the edge. Just back straightened up. Kind of reminiscing about what I just experienced again. I look up at it. And where's the beast?
The beast is flying directly above you. its head is larger than a car, and it's a few feet from you, but even then you can just feel its immense presence. And as you look up at it, sitting on the cliff, you hear what sounds like thunder, but with meaning behind it.
The storm is coming. It is everlasting. It is unnatural. It is a storm that will split the sky.
And this creature descends until a single eye is looking at you, an eye that's bigger than you are, Leo. And you hear that same thunder.
Are you afraid of the storm?
And Leo is just staring directly, almost in a trance of sorts, but relaxed, because he finally sees what it is. He calmly just gets up from the ledge, dusts his hands, his feet, his pants, keeps staring at it, and then lifts the hand that, his left hand where it was burned, and just gently puts it on the eye, and he meets its gaze with his own eyes.
And in this moment, as you put your hand to this eye, you see yourself reflected in the iris.
No, I'm not scared anymore.
The creature moves back and stares at you with both eyes.
Even if it costs you your life.
Leo looks down, almost pondering his life as a whole. Well, that's the thing. I'm a doctor. I'll help those in need, no matter the cost.
And you feel that great wind once more. And the creature in front of you disperses like smoke. And so does the cliff, and so does the storm, and so do the clouds. And you are once again standing on that motel balcony.
I feel like just a small little tear kind of rolls off his left side cheek. He wipes it off.
Mark attention to one of your themes. We went super broad there, so I'm going to let you choose.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
Beef up your main ability. Veteran doctors.
Veteran doctors come advanced. No, I'm gonna.
Now I can be calm in any situation.
There is no storm that could stop me.
No, I'm fine.
I'm gonna mark attention on Serpent's Gift.
Okay.
There it is. Cool.
We move across the city. Well, not across the city. Down the streets. Same night, different street. As Eugene walks alone on the sidewalk. It's interesting to see this time, for even as a cat knocks over a nearby trash can, even as two men in rough-looking clothes walk past and glare at him, Eugene just keeps walking. Eugene? Where do you walk to?
I actually figured he would have taken a cab or a bus, but you were doing such a
Too
good
late
job.
now.
Yeah, so,
Eugene just keeps walking to the nearest cab.
he just keeps walking to the nearest cab, and he does walk alone for a while, and people pass him and whatever. And normally he would be intimidated to be walking alone at night in this part of town, but he takes a cab to another neighborhood, more in central Eden City.
Okay.
And then he gets out of the cab and he keeps walking down the sidewalk because he gets out of the cab about a block away from where he's going, and he is back at across the street now at night from the townhouse home that he was staking out in the last interlude, or the one before.
Eugene, you're standing out there. It's cold. The wind nips at your skin. You're not wearing the overly large coat that you were wearing before.
No.
And as you stand there, strangely enough, it must be 1, maybe 2 a.m. at this point. A light turns on in the townhome.
And Eugene walks across the street without looking both ways, so I hope nothing happens.
Oh, damn, ballsy.
Do I have to
Roll
roll
to
to
take
take
a
a risk?
I'm kidding.
Oh, it's a -3. All right.
Dead.
You're dead.
You trip, you break your ankle,
Giant
you die.
vulture comes down.
A meteorite
A meteor.
Crackers driving a Corvette.
with its horn.
A 13-story crackers.
It's at this point that one of the skyscrapers just so happened to collapse,
Collapsed right on the street. Missing her petunias.
hitting nothing but Eugene.
Eugene. The street's fine. He walks across the street. He takes those steps up. Are the porch lights on? Is it just like what light turns on?
The living room light?
Okay, on the window. Okay. He walks up the stoop, takes another deep breath, and is there, I guess, like one of those knockers, one of those knock rings?
Sure.
Sure. He knocks.
Okay. There's a moment. You hear a shuffling, and then
he turns back and he starts walking down the stoop. He can't do this.
the door opens as you're 2 steps down. Eugene?
And Eugene is frozen, his shoulders up and tight when she says his name, and he turns around. He looks at the woman, and what does she look like?
She's an old woman, around 60s, maybe early 70s. Gray hair tied up in a bun behind her, but also a bit messy. It looks like she just kind of got out of bed. She's currently wearing a gray nightgown, and as she looks at you, she has this like really perplexed but also loving look. She goes, "Eugene, what are you doing here at this time of night?"
I'm surprised you recognized me, Mrs. Ramsey.
Well, of course I would recognize you. Come on in. It's cold out here. Come on in. I must insist.
Yes, ma'am.
And he gets up and he walks through the door.
You walk inside, and it's a very nice home. It's decorated in a way only old women can decorate, with doilies on the couches and all kinds of figurines and glass shelves and
Shaped things.
There is that tray of cookies and
The Golden Girls.
Yeah, there's a tray. There's like a cookie tray, but the lid is open. And you see there's sewing supplies inside.
Yeah.
And as she
Good times.
as she leads you in, it's like, "Come into the kitchen. I was just making myself some tea to help me sleep. I'm having trouble sleeping through the nights these days. There's so much going on in this city. It's always been so fast paced." And as she leads you in the kitchen and starts pouring tea, she goes, "You're still a fan of chamomile, right? What did you used to call it?"
Well, it is pronounced chamomile.
That was always so funny the way you pronounced it.
Eugene is cuddlier than we've seen him. He's warmer. He's giddier. His muscles are relaxing the longer that he's there.
Mm-hmm. She hands you a hot mug of tea and goes, please, have some.
Thank you.
And he gingerly takes it. He looks around the room. Are there any photos anywhere?
Yeah. There are photos of her, much younger, photos of her and her husband, and you see on the fridge and on the shelves photos of Christopher. Christopher when he was a baby, when he was a child, when he was a young adult, and nothing past that.
It's Mrs. Ramsey. I'm terribly sorry. It's been so long.
What are you doing at my door at 1 a.m., Eugene?
Well, it's as you said. There are many things happening in the city, more than you know, and I do apologize for the lateness of the hour and for not keeping touch and for more things than even I am capable of counting in my advanced arithmetic abilities, as you are well aware. Mrs. Ramsey, I do apologize, but I've come to warn you.
About what?
It's dreadfully late, and I've already disturbed you, and I it's a lot of information. You'll have to trust me. Eden, for the time being and foreseeable future, is not a safe place for you, and I would hate for anything to happen to you. You see, and
Eugene, are you in trouble? Because if you're in trouble, you can stay here. You know you always have a room here.
I thank you. I couldn't possibly be any more of an imposition or harm or
Eugene, what is going on?
I never told you how sorry I was about Christopher. I cloistered up after the after the incident and the accident. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to just to say I'm sorry for your loss. And of course I've said that in the past, but I really to tell you.
And he sips the tea like he chugs this tea. He pounds this tea.
It is still super hot. You burn your tongue.
It's good. I know it's great. It's great. Thank you.
Eugene, calm down. You're getting nervous again. It's okay.
No, yes, it's not. No. Eugene, it's not okay.
You have nothing to be sorry for. You were in the middle of a gang fight. It's all right.
No. If it weren't for me, I mean, no. Listen. You don't, Mrs. Ramsey, Miss Cheyenne. You don't understand. If it weren't for me, he wouldn't have been in that situation, and it's he was the headstrong one, and I was the strong head one, as it were. I knew better, and I could have done better, and it's my fault.
Miss Ramsey puts down the mug of tea. She walks over to her kitchen sink. She reaches into a cabinet and pulls something out, walks over to you, and hands you a bar of soap.
What is...
That's for you to wash your mouth out after all the hogwash you just gave me. Eugene, it has been years since I've seen you. And it's been even longer since Christopher left us. Christopher's death is not your fault. Let me finish, young man. You said, and she kind of holds back something. You said you didn't do enough? Eugene, I think you did plenty. Eugene, you survived. Chris was always the headstrong one, but That's because he was so full of life. You think you have some sort of debt to pay him? You think you have some sort of debt to pay me? Eugene, you do not have anything. But if you're going to go on like that, then you make me a promise. Right now. This whatever debt you feel needs paying, here's how you repay it. You live your life. And don't you dare worry about me. And she opens up a drawer and she pulls out a very, very old pistol and spins the barrel. I can take care of myself. And she puts it back into the drawer and closes it.
Eugene is back in his seat, wide-eyed, staring at her, bar of soap in hand, glasses at the tip of his nose, looking at her, and without breaking eye contact with her, brings the bar of soap close.
She reaches out and grabs the bar of soap. Eugene, I know you're very literal, but I did not actually mean that she takes the soap from you and puts it back in the sink. That was... It was a metaphor, Eugene.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to be.
I understand. I should have known. It's been a while.
It has, but you're right. I can do that.
Can you tell me what's going on?
If I can promise you what you've asked of me, I'll need a bit of equilibrium. Would that be all right?
You always use really big words, Eugene. What do you mean by that?
An eye for an eye. I'll make this promise to you, but you have to understand there are some things I just can't explain. And if I make a request to you in return for this promise, you have to promise to just trust me.
Spit it out then.
Miss Ramsey, I know you can take care of yourself. You're quite capable. You are, in fact, the icon that I idolized and
Eugene, spit it
reaped
out.
My strength from. When I say you should leave the city just for a little while, it would make me feel safe. And when it's all over and you've returned, I promise I will explain everything. But for now, the city is not safe. There is a dangerous man out there, and that is the utmost specifics that I will grant you. I am come.
Eugene.
Yes. I'm having a moment.
Roll convince.
Okay.
With gun.
With a gun. Use opportunist.
Can I use feeds off fear?
God.
What?
Sure. She's very
afraid.
concerned for you right now.
Okay.
And backed into a corner?
Yeah.
Great. That's all I'm
And then use disloyalty.
And then veteran doctor's call.
Remember, when all fails, throw yourself in front of the danger.
Do any of my weaknesses work for this?
Mutation.
I have ruthlessness, but he's not really being ruthless. I'm just gonna put +2.
4 or 5.
5. That's a 5 total.
The rolls are shit to that, boys.
Yep.
I think she just has this look of like concern wash over her and go like, Eugene, I'm not going anywhere, and you need to tell me what's going on.
You have to.
Eugene, this is my home.
Yes.
This was Christopher's home.
Yes,
This is your home.
No. It's.
And I'm not leaving it.
He starts to pace around the kitchen.
Listen, I really can't. If I tell you, the more you know, it's simply illogical. It's simply not a good idea for you to know. I just
Eugene.
need to understand. No, Miss Ramsey, you have to leave and just please. I want you to be safe because I can't be responsible. I won't be responsible for another. You can't. You.
She takes your hand and she gives you another warm mug. Try not to chug this one down. Eugene, drink some tea. Calm down. If you can't tell me, fine. You're a grown man. But I'm not leaving my home.
Eugene looks down into his tea, really defeated and at wit's end. Takes a sip.
My hand was the strike that killed Christopher.
Her eyes go wide and she steps back. What?
Leave the city.
He stands up and he walks out.
Eugene, what?
He closes the door behind him.
Yeah, you just rush out. She
He's just rushing.
pulls open the front door, and I assume you're just already running down the
I
street.
have super sped run, like super strength legs
Wow.
running.
And she's just yelling, Eugene! Eugene! Eugene!
He's pretty much a bull just running through the streets.
Yeah.
With that, yeah, put attention to whatever theme ruthlessness is your weakness tag.
Oh, that's perfect because this is all about debts and whatever, and so that's for Justice is Blind.
Yeah.
Justice is blind, y'all.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Olale.
Oh my god. I went somewhere there.
I saw those eyes. I saw those eyes, Kevin.
Okay, give me a moment.
You had a moment of like.
Did you cry?
I was tearing
a little.
I had some water.
That's called acting.
I don't
You gotta learn it.
I don't know what I was drawing on there, but there was some.
You want to take 5 real quick?
Yeah,
let's take 5.
let me take 5 real quick. Yeah.
How many minutes are we in?
Hey there, everyone. This is Kevin Carpenter. Just want to take this moment to give a big shout out to our first 2 patrons, Hunter Huse and Guillaume Desmarais. I believe I'm pronouncing that name correctly. According to them, it's Quebecian, Quebecois. I don't know, man. Anyway, thank you two for your support. It means so much to us. I cannot even express that in the time that I have right now. Now, if you are not Hunter or Guillaume and you want to hear me mispronounce your name, head on over to our Patreon at patreon.com/oddloot. That's AWD loot. We're going to be posting a lot of goodies there over the next coming days. And also, we're going to be branching out into a lot of different projects. So if you want to be the first to hear about them, head on over to our Patreon. And also, if you just want to support what we do here on Rolling in the Mist, head on over to our Patreon. And even if you don't have any money to spend, but you still love the show, let us know. Send us a message on Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Anywhere you find Odd Loot, send us a message. We'll read it. This project is a labor of love to us, and what keeps it going is hearing how people enjoy it. With that said, let's get back to the session. In another part of the city, back at the Dice Inn, we roll inside and we see Leo fast asleep inside the Dodge Charger. We see inside the room a little bit of cardboard covering the hole that Eugene had made. And we see Samuel sitting there on the bed. What's Samuel doing?
He's just thinking. He's flipping the coin through his fingers, just thinking about the situation he's in. Kind of looks around, kind of chuckles, just reminiscing about everything he's just been through. And he opens his duffel bag. It's full of all the stuff he got. just looks at all the money, looks at that nice diamond egg thing he just picked out of that safe. Pulls, I'd say a good stack of cash. Probably like 2 handfuls worth. He just gets up, zips up that duffel bag, puts that money on the table.
The 2 stacks of cash, not the duffel bag.
Yeah, just the 2 stacks. He just kind of puts it right there, grabs the bag, and leaves. He leaves the room.
We fade out. And then
he like turns around, still exhausted, but that kind of feeling you get when you think you had a good night's sleep, but you're still utterly tired. He turns around, he goes over, opens the door.
Leo opens the door of the Dodge Charger, and who's standing outside?
Eugene, Fritz. In the flesh.
Morning, Eugene. And he gets up.
Is it morning?
Stretches.
Yeah, it's morning.
Okay, great.
It's the next morning.
He literally started with that. Yeah. He gets up, stretches, kind of looks at his arm. What's the status of his arm?
Shit. Well, you slept it off, right?
Can I use my fire? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah. You look at your arm, and it's healed up. There are certain patches where the skin is still fresh, and it almost has this like shiny scale-like quality.
That's good stuff.
But but yeah, your arm is all healed up. So take that tag you burned. You have it back.
Oh,
You burned the fire away.
well, that's a good way to wake up.
Some fine handiwork.
And he hands him one of the 2 coffees that he's holding.
Thank you, Eugene.
Sleep well, I suppose.
Well, as best as one can do, especially given our circumstance. But yeah, what about yourself?
Have you seen Mr. Payne this morning?
No, I just woke up. Why don't we go check up at the room? And he closes the door, locks the car. All right, let's go. And as I'm walking out, I'm like, is this pure black?
Do people drink it? Any other? I wasn't.
I mean,
What's your point? I didn't.
no, it's a pretty strong drink. I mean,
I don't know. You're welcome.
I mean, I said thank you. That's what I said.
No, yeah. Well,
I'm just saying.
saying some
I
more
don't know if
things.
you had like sugar or
No,
milk
well,
or something.
I guess I should have. That's how, bitter you're going to be about it.
I'm not being bitter. Eugene,
I
I'm
just feel
saying
like you
if
should
had
be.
some.
Drink a coffee.
I'm drinking my coffee. I thank you. I'm just saying if you had options.
Productive as always. And Crackers flies down from the balcony and onto the roof of the car. What are you all doing?
Morning, Crackers.
Morning.
Good morning, Crackers.
We're just going up to check on Payne real quick.
Alrighty.
You want to come along?
Sure. I've got nothing better to do. I did that last night.
And I kind of give a look to Eugene. I'm like,
I don't want to know. Let's
good
just
enough.
Go. Let's just go.
And we head towards the room.
The 2 of you walk back up to the motel room, and Leo, I assume you knock on the door.
Yeah. Payne.
No response.
Payne, you there?
You look down and you see that the keys are actually in the lock.
What the hell? And I look over to Eugene and said, get ready.
What do you?
And like I clench my fist and I bust open the door.
You bust open. Leo, you rush in,
Yeah.
and there's nothing. The beds are made. The cardboard is still covering the hole in the floor. You can actually hear what sounds like a razor from the room downstairs of someone like shaving in the morning.
There's a thin ass fucking floor.
There's a hole.
There's a hole in it.
Is that you?
I look around. Payne, where are you?
I check the bathroom, and he's not in the bathroom.
Nope.
Not in here.
What is this? And I head over to other stacks of cash right
Yeah,
there.
Crackers flies off your shoulder and goes, money, money, money.
Get away.
And he flies away.
I grab both of them and I'm like, and I kind of like smack them together. I don't know if you can find that sound of like wads of cash being smacked together.
I'll find it.
And it's just a deal was a deal. And he turns over to Eugene and said, here. And I throw the other wad of cash at him.
He outstretches his hand, just like when he tried to
better.
catch the keys, and he clenches his fist as if he caught it, but it went right past his hand and smacked his face, and it fell on the ground. His arm stays outstretched, and he just
Someone's that's me.
he just he reaches down and picks it up.
and like if the camera would be looking at him, it's just a look of utter disappointment. Like, oh, son.
He picks up the money.
And then the TV clicks on.
I shoot it. No.
The two of you turn toward it, and you see it's a news report. There is a reporter behind a desk going, we take you now to City Hall, where Mayor Dents is giving a speech on last night's events.
Oh, sweet atheist monkey paws.
Well, let's see what he's going to say.
We cut to a podium where Mayor Dents is standing there addressing a large room of reporters. Citizens of Eden City, it is with a heavy heart that I must speak on yet another moment of crime in our fair city. While I was in the club known as the Rolling Note, a fine establishment, a team of criminals attempted to make off with a large amount of money, but not before murdering several people in their wake. This cannot stand any longer. I've often spoke of a world where we do not need heroes. And only recently did we lose one of our finest heroes, Detective Arthur Strange. He pauses as a picture of Strange appears on screen. And Leo, you get a sense that this was like the one nice photo that they could find. And even then, he still has like a 5 o'clock shadow going on.
Can I explain what it would have been?
What is the picture?
It wasn't even one that he was like aware of. It was like
A candid
like
photo.
he didn't. Yeah, it's a candid frame. It's like him taking a sip, but like he kind of saw the camera. Like he's like
his eyes are wide.
You get what I'm saying? Like everybody did like a group photo, but he wasn't in it. So they just took the one. He's like that.
So it's really the blown up corner of a group photo of other people in which he's in the corner of the photo. It's very pixelated.
And I'm just like, oh, Strange. Good Lord, not even a picture.
Now I will admit, I am not much for change. Even as I speak, our oldest institutions of law, of health, of marriage, are being eroded by times that have forgotten the foundations of where they came from. But in order for us to reach that world without the need for heroes,
Oh, here we go.
we must have one more change. At the fundraiser gala at my estate, I will be announcing a new initiative that will forever change this city. It will be enacted immediately after the event, and my hope is that it will begin a new era of peace and prosperity within Eden City. A new era, he looks directly at the camera, where innocent men and women will no longer lose their lives. Thank you. And he steps off the podium as you hear many reporters yelling for questions and statements, and then it cuts back to the reporter. The crime that Mayor Dents was referring to was the robbery at the Rolling Note Club last night, where 2 men and 2 pictures appear on the screen. A Dr. Leo Castello and a IT specialist, Eugene Fritz,
IT officer.
broke into the club. These men are still at large. Please call this number, and a number flashed on the screen, if you have any information on these men. However, they are dangerous, so please exercise extreme caution around these men. Now, on to sports. And at that point, And-
No.
And it's at that point the screen goes static. And then you hear a voice.
Immediately, Leo shoots up because he was sitting on the bed as he was watching it. He looks around completely like, what? I look over to Eugene. Does Eugene hear this?
No, I heard.
I say, you heard this, right?
Okay. F the F no. Nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this right now. Crackers? Stop it.
Crackers just looks at Eugene and goes, I'm not doing that.
He poops on the dresser he's standing on.
And then the static morphs out of the screen.
No, the ring hasn't been made yet. No.
And a shape oozes down onto the floor and forms into feet, then legs, then a chest and arms that are covered in a trench coat, and then finally a haggard-looking face wearing a pretty nice hat.
Oh my god.
And as the static fades, you see a semi-translucent figure standing before you both.
Strange?
Strange?
Yeah, there we go. Boys, I need a drink.
And Eugene, dumbfounded, jaw dropped, hands him his coffee.
And I try to go for it. Can I even hold it?
Roll to take a risk.
How is that a risk?
You possess him. No.
I'm possessing a cup of coffee.
Well, go toe to toe with the
6.
You fail.
You try to take the coffee, and it falls from your hand onto the carpet. Actually, no. Through the cardboard, through the hole in the floor.
Hits the guy that was shaving.
Yeah, you just hear.
And I'm like, oh, shit. And I look at the guys, I'm like, oh, shit. That's a problem.
Eugene faints.